It's Quinn with PTSD while black, just doing a check in after therapy. Ooh, honey, emotions are all over the place. PMS is real. It's a thing, y'all. It's a thing. Um, but what's coming up for me is that in my relationship with my partner, I want to be an adult woman in the relationship. And it's a big turnoff for me at any time when anyone expects me to be their mother or to be in charge of absolutely everything all the time because I'm it's so natural for me to take charge of things and to be responsible for everything that I need somebody who's going to be like, okay, I'll meet you halfway in this, and that they're willing to stay an adult in the conversation versus also going into paternalism and trying to turn me into a child. Um, which is why a lot of stuff would not have worked out with me and that other person is because I could tell that he wanted me to take care of him, and I'm like, I'm healing from that. I want to be an adult grown woman who is with an adult grown man. That's where I would like to be. And so I'm dealing with that with my partner and talking to my therapist about it. It's like I need to consistently be able to not be the one driving the car all of the time. I don't want to be the one driving the relationship. And it's because I know I want this relationship and I can verbalize that I want the relationship. And so I'm speaking my language of, well, I'm speaking my language, which is auditory. It's my primary communication style and, or learning style. But his is kinesthetic and it's how he feels. And so I have to recognize the impact that my words are going to have on him and the impact of, how do I create the impact for him to be the adult, an adult in the relationship with me. I think that's been a large part of the dysfunction is my starting out as an adult and then complying and becoming the mother role, a parent. I don't want to be his ex. I don't want to be his mom. I want to be me. I want to be his wife. Um, and so it's being able to stay in balance with that. I want to be with a man. Um, and talking to my therapist about it, it's like allowing him to come up to his own conclusions and his own understandings and learning stuff instead of me feeling like I have to teach and put it into your mind and browbeat you into this. No, that's dysfunctional behavior for me, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to move away from that. I want my partner to be engaged and present in what's going on. So I'm saying this because whether I'm with my husband or whether um, things don't work out and we choose to go separate ways, is that I need to learn this for myself because I'm going to carry it into the next relationships that I go into. And I realize that how I do one thing is how I do everything. And if I'm doing this with him and my primary relationship is with him, then I'm going to be doing that with my friends and with my coworkers and putting them into child roles or accepting their childlike roles when I want to be an adult with them too. I want to be an adult with them. Or we've both agreed to be children together, at least. There's some sort of agreement to both be in these roles. So, I'm recognizing that if I'm going to want to operate with other adults, I need to give them that opportunity. And one of the things, because in our relationship, we're both very avoidant, we both have social anxiety disorder. One of the things is for me to verbalize and say, I feel my needs are not being met or that I am not heard. I trust in your ability to learn and to reflect on this. I'm going to do something for self care right now while you choose to reflect and leave it. Because the goal is to not say anything at all, and that's what I would like to do. But if the person is not into introversion or into introspection, and self reflection, then I need to verbally state this is what's happening. This is what I'm going to do. This is where my boundary is. I need to verbally say I'm setting a boundary, and this is what I'm going to do while you do that processing. And that's really what my therapist just said is something that my husband and I had written in our conflict resolution contract, which is that both partners will name that there's something going on. Will name that I feel hurt, invisible, unseen, what have you. And then both partners agree to journal, do outreach, do some sort of reflection and processing on what's going on. But in the moment, when I see that my husband has gone into a child role, where's my man? Where my man? When I see that he's gone into that child role, to be able to say, okay, I love you and I love you and I'm here for you. I love you and I will be here for you when you process through this. Um, yeah, actually, using the tools from our couples group would be very helpful because they tell you to call a moratorium on this process. And it's so important for me because what I have done in this relationship is I have shut down, I have disappeared, I have hidden who I am, what I really feel, what I really need, because I am complying with the need to maintain his comfort or maintain even keel, even if that looks like maintaining a childlike role in the relationship. So I need to, as part of my self care, go have a conversation with someone who's safe. Go journal. Go for a walk. Go work out. Go do something that is for me. Because I realize too, exercise is a way that can help me to emotionally process what's going on. Or I can do meditation and be able to come into balance with my life. So I'm excited. I'm excited there are these opportunities to use these more adult roles. I want to be an adult with adults. I'm not a kid. No, I'm not. I'm not a mommy yet. I want to be a mom. That was the other thing. That was the other thing talking to my therapist about. She thinks I would be a great mom. She thinks I would be a great mom. And I was talking to her about my fears of being a mom and like if Lance isn't emotionally present, I fear that our kids are going to be scarred the way that I was scarred. And I'm like, oh, I'm projecting my fear of my upbringing onto a child that's not even here. Um, that I'm I'm making him responsible for something that he can't really handle. And I love that my therapist is like, everybody fucks up their kids. What will help your kid to grow and to heal is to hear that they have parents that can learn to ask for help. And she's like, what I've seen from you, Quinn, you can ask for help. You don't try to just say it's because I said so. So it made me so happy because I'm so scared. I really want to be a mom. And, you know, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that, if I get pregnant, especially here in Fresno, the mortality rate for Black women and their children is the highest in California. I'm afraid of losing my life and then Lance having to raise that baby on his own and then him not being emotionally present and that child carrying those scars. I'm future tripping though. That's me future tripping. And I love that she's like, Quinn, can you come back to now? Can you come back to here? Because I had a girlfriend who died during childbirth. She was one of my. We performed in a group together, a cabaret group. And so I have that fear. And I have the fear that because of my brain injury, I may die before Lance. And I don't want to leave a baby with that scar. But, my therapist did a really good job of just talking me through that a lot of people out there are having babies every single day in so many ways. And they're growing and they're healing. And so why not me? So why not me? And why not with Lance? You know? There are people doing way worse that are raising school shooters. They had every opportunity, So why not me? And I love that she's like, you will be fine, your baby will survive, your baby will thrive. And I think it's the past 6 years, this is the first time that I have hope. And I realize that this is, for the first time in 6 years, that I'm getting to have first world problems. To be thinking about having kids and 10:10 on the clock. To be thinking of having kids versus thinking that I'm having seizure-like episodes or that I'm in excruciating pain and I need a cane to walk and I can't move forward. This is the first time that I'm actually having abundant problems. Not scarcity of fears. It's so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I could be having this kind of conversation with my therapist and not about my trauma, not about the PTSD. And that's hope. That is hope. And so I'm grateful. It's I guess a champagne problem. Some people call it that, but I'm grateful to be where I am, and even for the crap I've come through, I'm grateful for it. And I love that my therapist is like, Lance will teach your kid how to be balanced and how to have fun, to not take life too seriously. Whereas you will teach your kids how to ask for help, how to be accountable and to have needs, and ask for them to be met. So, hell, I ought to do a Steven Universe thing. You know what? Make a bunch of videos just in case. Just in case, as a contingency. Especially if I'm still living in Fresno. That's actually pretty hopeful. Thank you, Rebecca Sugar. I'm glad that I can have these kinds of fears, and I love that she really helped me out with like have conversations with your doctor, and I'll have conversations with my therapist on how can we get Quinn ready to be a mom, how can we get Quinn ready to be able to carry a baby. Talk to my doctor about that. What are the things and what are the steps needed so that I'm ready for this? Just like with my doctor, I've had the conversation of how can I be ready to work again. So yeah, might as well do that too. Um, yeah, I was really, really grateful for this session. And I just wanted to know how much I love him. And I just want to be an adult with him too. And if he's in his kid mode, then I can love him while he's in his kid mode, but I cannot go into motherhood mode with him. That I still have to be an adult. And I'll be over here when you're ready. So, okay, that's the next training lesson for me. That's the next step, the next place that I get to go into. All right, I'm down for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. So that's where I am today. All right. I gotta go do some shopping. So, till next time. Peace.